Hey everyone, tonight I have a little bit different of a tutorial. We're going to be in Bambu Studio instead of Tinkercad. A couple things that I found out working the last couple days on about 50 plus ornaments. I was looking for easy ways to color them. So I'm going to show you my process. This is for a raised design. You can use it for keychains, signs, ornaments, whatever you have that is raised or has a raised design on the top. So what I'm going to do, the first thing is I'm going to click on my paint tool, click on my object. I'm going to switch the color I want. For this one, I'm just going to do red. And then I want the height range tool for the coloring, or some people call it color by layer, paint by layer. I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to kind of side view it a little bit, and under this height range slider I want it to be between 2 and 4. The actual height doesn't really matter. And I'm going to zoom all the way in, and I'm going to go right down to about the bottom of the letters, and I'm going to click. And because our height range modifier is so high, it is going to color everything from where I clicked upwards. And then for this one, I like to make the states a different color. So for that, I'm going to select white. And then the raised designs have a 90-degree drop from the side of the design. So what I want to do is I want to switch the smart fill angle all the way up to 90. And then when I click on the state, anything that is connected to it, including the sides of it, is automatically going to color. And that's going to be a lot easier than, for example, if I would do the normal, I think it was 30%, I'll go with 40. That's just going to color the top, and I'm going to have to go through and click every single individual section that it wants me to color on this design, which, as you can see, would end up being quite a few clicks. And then you have to keep churning it to make sure it's clicking properly. So I'm going to do that again. And I'm going to show you up on 90, every little side has been colored. Whoops. These little pieces can also be colored. Those are not going to print. They're a little too small, so I don't usually worry about coloring them. But as you can see, they colored all the way around the first time with one click. So that's one really good way. I'm going to show you another thing. This is a smaller ornament. It does have some thin lines, so these roots down here. What I found out is a lot of people switch to the arachne walls first. I'm going to slice it with arachne. So see how it's a little bit, it's not horrible. You still got some missing pieces, some little thin lines. And then if you go under strength, you can no longer select detect thin wall. I really don't know how much of a difference it actually makes, but I always like to have detect thin wall on when I have thin lines. But arachne also helps you print off those thin lines. So what I'm going to do, and I found a loophole too, is I'm going to go back to classic walls, and as long as I select detect thin wall first and go back to arachne walls, it will let me select both of them. And then when I slice again, it's got a little bit less of a gap right here in the white, and then this one is completely closed off. So that is one option if you're having issues with some really thin walls. This is with a 0.4 nozzle. So you could use a 0.2 nozzle. If you don't want to swap that out, you could try throwing the detect thin walls on first and then switch to the arachne walls second. So those are just some options. Little quick tutorial on a couple things that I have recently learned in Bambu Studio that some people may not know, and it may not have been covered. So hope you guys appreciate the little tutorial and hope you guys learned something.